Today, there is major pressure on the banking industry, and I'm going to illustrate a few of them. Number one is the public pressure to finance growth. Number two is the lack of visibility on the global value chain where they're supposed to finance. Number three is the innovation, the competition that the banks are facing by the fintech or companies around the world. Number four is the compliance, global compliance, cost of the global compliance. Number five is the deficient business model meeting 21st century digital era financial requirement. And number six is the coronavirus, this COVID-19 pandemic that affecting the world economy and also the banks by all means. In fact, if we see leaders in the banking industry like Mr. Jimmy Dimon, one of his famous quotes is that the Silicon Valley is coming and they all want to eat our lunch. Also, the CEO of Citigroup says, we see ourselves in the future as a technology company with a banking license. Having said that, we need to see where the fintech industry is heading. We did this little bit research and we recognized that there were 180 words provided in 2018 in the fintech industry. And those 180 events happened in almost about 40 countries around the world. And the word price was about $100 million. And the focus were on the blockchain, cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence, investment matching, and payments and others. So this is where the fintech is focusing their effort today and in the future. Having said that, the question is what the banking industry should do, where they're supposed to focus to compete in this global marketplace. If we look to the B2B pipeline, which is the mother of all industry, in 2011, the B2B were about 109 trillion. Today, the B2B is about 168 trillion. According to Asia Development Bank, only 3% has been financed. And according to the Bank of International Settlement, it's about 80%. The average is about 5%. So only 5% of this huge market, the B2B market, has been financed, and the rest of it is not. And this represents a major market opportunity to the banking industry. The question is, why not? Why they are not involved in it? Now that we have the opportunity, why? Because the world leader have decided to adopt digital economy as a key to sustain global economic growth, and the world is ready to change to digital economy. This change represents a major opportunity to the banking industry. Therefore, the banking industry have to maximize on this transformation and be involved in a digital economy transformation. Before it is necessary to recognize what the digital economy is. There is a lot of voices around the world talking about digital economy. Some of them say it's about artificial intelligence. Some of them say it's about robotics of things, Internet of Things, blockchain, and so forth, so on. The reality check, those are not new, but also those are very important tools, modules, but they are not a comprehensive solution for the digital economy. The question remains, so what it is? It is only logic. If our objective is to provide digital tools to the B2B, the mother of all industry, to provide a digital tool to the participant there, is to go to those participants and make an assessment and ask them what kind of tools you need today to do a better job. And we have done that. And the result was staggering. 90% of the people involved in the B2B, global B2B, 90% have no integrated system. And 94% have defined what kind of tool they need to do a better job on the ground level. Now that we have defined how the digital economy tools should look like, we went and we have recruited top technology firm in the world to provide the digital economy tools in the forms of apps free of cost to the end user. This by itself, it achieves the desire of the G20 of digitize the world economy. Still, the big question is how the digital economy should look like and where we should start. It's very simple. We know that when we talk about economy, there is main three pillars that recognize around the world. That is the manufacture, agriculture, and the service industry. The manufacture and agriculture obviously represent the products. And the service industry is the service. So the first step that we need to do to digitize our economy is to take this product, the product and services, and to transform it to a digital catalog. Step two, what we need to do is we need to optimize matching between the buyer and the seller of product and service. And that's equally important as to digitize product and services of the world. Why? Because if today we have 2 billion products online, so in the future we're going to have a 10 billion product online. So it will be a very daunting task to find what you need when you are in this environment. Number three is increase conversion ratio. So from seeing the product and services you're looking at to an acquisition. And this is a word, it's a major word by itself. Number four, it is the finance. The finance, you cannot, meanwhile you are online, you want to purchase something, and you go ahead in the B2B environment, and you go ahead and you say to the, to the person you are planning to acquire product from him, is to him, wait, I'm going to go and do traditional financial transaction. It will not work. The financial must be part of the process, an integral part of the process in order to be able to digitize our economy around the world. So number four, step four is the finance. Number five is the insurance, insuring the transactions, the commercial transaction. And number six is the logistics and operation. Now, number 1 and 2 and 3 will be done through e-commerce platform. And number 4 will be done through an e-financing platform. Number 5 is through an e-insurance platform. And number 6 is through an e-logistics platform. That is commerce, finance, insurance, and logistics, which represent the 4th dimension of the digital economy. So the question is, who's going to deploy that? Not one entity. It must be a coalition of multiple companies around the world. They do, and this is what they do for a living. So you bring the people who does the work best, and you give them the opportunity to be part of a consortium and to deploy this digital economy. We have done that. So far, we have something like we collect a consortium of organizations that they generate something about $1.5 trillion in revenue today. They have about 4.7 million manpower around the world, and they have about 1.8 billion clients around the world. So having said that, this process, achieving this process, we will be able to transform our world, and is projected that we can increase the world GDP by 17% and create about 400 million jobs around the world. Now, what are the benefits to the banking industry in this transformation? Number 1, they can reduce their risk. Number 2, expand their services. And number 3, present a major new market opportunity projected to be about $7.5 trillion by 2030. So 98 organizations from 48 countries around the world, generating $1.5 trillion, employing 4.8 million, and have 1.8 billion customers, collectively working together to increase the world GDP by 17%, generate 470 million jobs, create $20 trillion market opportunity industry for the digital economy, and present $7.5 trillion to the banking industry. These are the benefits for the world by 2030. that this initiative can achieve. And as President Lincoln said, that the best way to predict the future is to invent it. We must work together, providing these benefits to our generation and for the generation to come.